Hey, what's going on? It's your boy LaTheGoat, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard, sucker.
Life cold, but at least we get to wear a jacket. One from you either die or either make you happy.
All right, so we got LaTheGoat jumping off the porch with us today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you feeling today, man?
Good, man. It's a nice morning. It ain't as cold like during the day here, but at night you gotta be in the house.
I'm telling you, man. Us Floridians, we don't play about that cold, man.
Everybody like, man, it's not that cold. I said, y'all from, you feel me, this type of shit. We don't get this.
Yeah, I've been there 4 years. It took me at least 2 years to find like, I could deal with under 70. But it used to be, if it was under 70, man, it's cold. I'm wearing hoodie, jeans, everything.
I don't even like come outside, man. It's freezing.
Yeah, I feel that. So what else you got shaking here in Atlanta, man? What else you got planned?
You know, just like networking and meeting DJs and other artists and shit, you know, tapping in a different club. Cause I like the club, so
yeah, the
club scene be different down here than back at home. So, you know, it's nice to see different shit.
Definitely.
Niggas dancing in the club here and shit. Nah, back at home, everybody's so gangster, so it's just different to see shit.
Nah, absolutely. And how you like the vibes here in Atlanta compared to back at home in Tampa too, man?
I'm always choose home. Like Atlanta be cool, but it's like if you ain't from here, you don't know nobody, you finna pay the out of town price for everything. Everything costs at least $100 to do. The park, the eat. I had about like 4 wings the other day at the club. Shit was $65. I was like, damn.
4 wings.
I said, damn, why you tell me that before I ordered? I would have never ordered that shit.
Yeah, they ain't got no menus done. You sort them.
So it's like, you know, it's just, if I was like up here frequently and had a face card, it'd probably be a little different. But you know, you gotta earn that shit and like grind up to it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Mm-hmm. All right, so what's going on in Tampa these days, man? What's life like down there right now?
Tampa kind of lit, because we got a lot of artists. A lot of niggas went to the league, NFL, NBA, you know, baseball. So Tampa really like on the come up right now. We got a lot of new like construction, new penthouses being built every day. So that's how you know like they trying to make it like almost like similar to Miami.
Yeah.
But they trying to keep it more like gentrified, like you feel me, more urban, suburban.
Yeah. Well, how would you describe the city since they tore down like all the projects a few years ago, man?
I mean, the city more ratchet than it ever been, cause like, I ain't gonna say I blame nobody, but it's like the music, the influence, like the younger generation up under me, they don't give a fuck about nothing. So like, it's more gangster than it ever been. And like, I wouldn't even call it gangster, it's just thugged out. Like everybody wanna shoot, everybody wanna be that, everybody wanna be that nigga, so it's a competition.
Nah, definitely, man. So growing up in Tampa, man, what were you into as a kid?
You know, like your regular shit, like going to the stove, sitting in front of the stove, fighting, just like regular down south shit. Nigga knock on your door and run off and shit like that, just regular shit. I wasn't like really like no gangster kid growing up. No, I ain't selling no dope or nothing, you know. I tried my little, it wasn't never for me. I was too nice, like you ain't got enough money here, just take this shit. I don't give a damn. So like, I ain't never been like no tough ass dude. Nah, I just be chilling.
Yeah. I
was always the cool nigga. Like everybody know me for like either making jokes, and we got this little style back in the day called cranking, like dancing. Like shout out to Tampa, Tony and all them. They kind of invented that shit. So I used to be doing shit like that. I was known for shit like that. Never like no tough ass shit or nothing.
Okay. Did you end up going to college after school or?
So boom, see, that's why I say I wasn't no gangster, but I was bad as fuck. So I got kicked out of school in like middle school, and then get to go back to regular school till I was in like the 10th grade, but by that time I'd have like, fuck it. So I got kicked out. I went to Brandon Alternative School, got kicked out of Alternative School, and then went to North Tampa Alternative, got kicked out of there. And I went to the Tampa Marine Institute. That shit lasted like
TMI.
Yeah, that shit.
My brother with the little white bus. Yeah, my brother was on that
like
shit.
2 I got kicked out of there. You know how hard it is to get kicked out of there. They was like, this motherfucker just ain't going, like, he ain't gonna listen. But it was never like no learning or like no disability shit. It's just like, I was just, my attention span, like, the work was easy. So once I do this shit, I'm aggravating everybody in the class clown, teacher can't teach, just being an asshole. So that's kind of why I got kicked out of school.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like, after that, I went and got my GED. Cause I want to go to college. My cousin went to FAMU. He was like, man, you need to come to Tallahassee. This was when Jameis Winston was at Florida State. So So I was like, shit, I ain't doing nothing else. But you couldn't go without getting GED. So I think I went like, it took me a day to get my GED. I went and took the test and got my GED. I was like, shit, I could have did this early. Like, if I could have got my diploma like this, I would have graduated when I was 10. Like,
For real.
So then I went to TCC for like a year. Met a lot of niggas. Bobby Fiskell, I was up there with him before he was like hot. When niggas wouldn't even listen to Bobby Fiskell. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't listening to that shit. But he was like, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be, cause he was always a hustler, he a street nigga, he was getting money, so he believed in it. He didn't give a fuck if he thought he was trash. He still was gonna put his shit out and rap. That's why I respect him, cause he came a long way.
Yeah.
But I was fucking with him, Young, Luck, just like a lot of niggas who was in Tallahassee, so. I stopped going to class after like the first 3 weeks. I got that financial aid and like, fuck, I'm gonna pay my rent with this shit and I'm hanging out with the rest of it. But then after that, it was like, when everybody started going back to their house and shit, going home, it's like I ain't had shit to do. So then I was like, I'm gonna join the army, fuck it. And join the army, that's the worst mistake I ever made in my fucking life. I hated that shit. I hated that shit.
How long were you in the Army before you was like,
Like
fuck
4
this?
months, I got kicked out of there.
You got kicked out?
But
you
not
get dishonorable or just
Nah,
other
so
than?
boom, I'm finna fuck you up. So I'm treating the Army like the projects, like, cause it's all men. I'm at Fort Benning. My dumb ass picked 11 Bravo, that's infantry. I don't know why the fuck I picked that, but you know Call of Duty was hot, so I ain't had nobody to tell me like, nah, don't do that dumb ass shit. I'm thinking it's gonna be like Call of Duty. It ain't shit like Call of Duty when you get there. It's just straight bullshit. So I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking, bro? It's really like prison. They just pay you like to be there. So I go there, working out, you feel me? I like exercising and shit, you know, cause you get big and you know, like you been on the pound or some shit. So I'm getting big and shit. We gambling in there, we dicing. I'm from the hood though, like I'm one of like the four black dudes there, and I'm the only one from the hood there.
Oh, shit.
So I got the gamble going on. My little bear is like the store. You come there, you ain't supposed to have food in there. My shit look like Walmart, like a jail. Like you come get noodles in the middle of the night, just don't say nothing. So like, my drill sergeant know I'm running it like that, but he could never catch me. So one day I was asleep during formation in the laundry room, and one of these dudes had told on me. He came in and caught me. He had me in a push-up position for at least like an hour.
God damn.
But I knew who told on me, so like I already, in my mind, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, cause once it's over, I'm kicking his ass tonight. So me and him end up meeting up in the laundry room where I got caught at, and we had like Fight Club in there. So I get like, it's like whoever, they close the door and whoever come out, that's who won. I beat the shit out of him in there. But he told on me the next morning, cause this shit was fat, everything. So then when they wake me up, they got the police, they take me to military jail.
Oh shit.
So I had the drill sergeant who fucked with me, he was a black dude, he was like, bro, you either finna get a dishonorable discharge or you better play crazy. So I was like, man, I'm depressed.
Play crazy?
Yeah, you feel me, I'm depressed, you feel me, I don't know what's going on in my head. So they had them send me to the 4th floor. That's like the psych ward. But when I get up there, these motherfuckers really crazy. I'm not crazy for real, I'm just not trying to get no dishonorable. So I'm up there, I'm like, damn. You got one dude, he done cheated on his wife, but he been in there for 20-something years. But if you get caught cheating, they take all your benefits, you don't get none of that. Yeah.
That's some fuck shit right there.
So he was playing crazy too, but he was like really going crazy. Like, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm finna do. I've been in the Army 20 years, how the fuck I ain't gonna get no benefit? So, you know, I'm working through that. It's like a little fine ass like doctor in there. She like me though, cause she see I'm bullshitting. So like me and her be kicking it and like talking and shit, chopping it up. So long story short, they I got an honorable discharge with like medical regards or some shit like that. So I was like diagnosed with like mild depression or some shit, like nothing like I ever took no medicine or no shit, just like something so I wouldn't get no dishonorable. Yeah. So like some shit like that.
That's wild. Right?
Yeah.
So you went back to Tampa after that?
Hell yeah.
It's like fuck that shit.
So I went back to Tampa. I started I had done got my first baby mama pregnant, like straight out the Army. I was big and shit, so you know they was feeling me. I had my ways like I was up the road in prison and shit. So I came back home, got her pregnant, but I'm still with my mom and shit at her house. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta get a job. So this is like my first real job at a call center. But my baby mama got me the job at the call center. But she know I ain't shit at the time. So why would you do that? I don't know. I still want to ask you that to this day. Why would you get me that job? You know I was finna cheat. So like all the hoes in there too. Like it's a call center, so you know like all the girls work. I'm like the only nigga there. So it just was bad, bro. I think I got caught at least like 3 times at work on break with bitches and all type of shit. So I had to quit that job, start working construction. I can't work in that sun. If you know how that Florida sun is, yeah, and especially in the summer,
kick your ass,
at 2 o'clock, it's like that shit choke you. So I'm out there beating bricks up, and I got somebody over my shoulder yelling at me. I was like, this shit some old life shit, some slavery shit. I ain't finna be out here that. So I walked off that job, and just so on, like it was just a repeating cycle. Like I get a job for 2 or 3 months, quit that shit and get fired. I couldn't work.
Yeah.
I couldn't work.
But you was rapping this whole time though too, right? Or
I mean, like not when I was first out the army.
okay.
I always knew I could rap, but I ain't never take it serious. I ain't had nobody to give me that extra boost, like the confidence, like man, you could do it. So it was on some shit like man, I just do that shit on my downtime. It went into me, Block Blizz, you feel me? Like everybody from my hood, and we'll go to this little spot called a Blue Note. We'll just be outside, like it's a little bar, but we sit outside to get drunk, you feel me, smoke and talk about the old days and shit. And they always would play beats and we'll freestyle and they'll be like, well, you hard as fuck. But one day they was like, man, we going to the studio, and went to the studio. And I hated that shit I recorded, cause it sound different from when you actually freestyle and then you record yourself. So they was like, no, keep it sound good. So once cause it was me and my dog Gangsta, that's my first song, me and him. It's still on YouTube too, called Young Nigga, on that Money Man beat. So like, once we dropped it, my whole little area, like my section, they was playing it every day. They knew it word for word. So I'm like, oh shit, I could be a rapper. So then that's when I got with Block Stepdaddy. His name Doodle. He a real street nigga. He don't play no game, but he want to be a rapper, but he can't rap. He done did all the shit you could rap about, but he can't rap. So he like, man, I'm gonna push you. Me and him start leaking, and that's this piece of Downtown Boys.
Okay.
You feel me? So me and him start he started taking me to the studio where I could practice and like get my shit together at Clear Tracks in Clearwater. With Skylar and all them was there, Skylar and Lex. So I started rapping, I started getting good, like real good. But it was like, ain't nobody gonna wanna hear your music if you a new artist in our city, cause it's just Tampa, that's how Tampa is. You gotta do some crazy shit or like be just like out there or be like the biggest street nigga who done turned rapper. So it was like I had to find another way, cause I ain't gonna take no gimmicks or nothing. Like I ain't finna be out here being no clown. So I started like rap battling nigga. Like, but it's like real freestyle, not like the up north, like the smack, like real, like turn on the beat, I go for 1 minute and then they go for 1 minute. And I was just crushing niggas off the top. And that's what got like the buzz built up, like, okay, this nigga really rapping. So after that, I kinda like maneuvered the attention to like my song making, cause I knew I made good songs, I just had to get somebody to hear. So once I started making like the music and putting it out, they was like, oh, he ain't bullshitting. And then, you know, fast forward, I put out 8 bands before I got signed. And that shit went crazy. They was like, what the fuck, you made this? I was like, yeah, right, I got a bunch of music. So that's when like I started like rising through the ranks in the city, cause like niggas seen me come up, niggas know my family, my dad, everybody. So like we watched this nigga go from way down here to where he at now. So yeah.
Did you expect 8 bands to do what it did, or was it
I
just?
did, but I didn't, cause like it's a lot of niggas with big songs in the city that could go glow with just don't nobody know how to market shit in Tampa, because we ain't never had no big ass artists. Like we got Tom, like that's the king, you feel me? Everybody know that, but like we never had no nigga who #1 on the chart, like Atlanta, Detroit, LA. We ain't never had no shit like that, so nobody really know how to market songs. Yeah. So you know, like we still learning, cause like I'm kind of like trying to like find a blueprint out, cause I'm trying to be the biggest artist to come from the city, like the first biggest artist. But you know, we just steady trying to like find different ways, cause there's never no set way to do nothing in this shit. Like this shit about relationships and good music and who you know.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of labels reaching out after 8 bands started taking off, or?
Atlantic hit me after JD hit me, but it was like, y'all late. I ain't gonna lie, JD, we already got the paperwork going. Well, this money on the way, ain't no fucking way. And then at the time, though, I was just thinking like, Def Jam ain't really got like no rappers my age that they was really pushing. Like, we got Fredo Bang and shit. I definitely fuck with Fredo, but Fredo make us like his region type of music, you know, like that crunk shit, that rowdy shit. And I was like trying to come more like Rick Ross mixed with that, you feel me? Like the lyrical shit, but not just on no young nigga shit. Like, it like, shit I be saying, they like, okay, he got something to talk about like that. So, and then it was with Jermaine Dupri, and it's like, that's one of the fucking GOATs, so you feel me? I know if I go with him, I'm gonna get a little more respect, cause like, if he like you, then they've been following his formula for so long, it's like, they ain't gonna have no choice but to fuck with you, so I'd rather that one.
Did he reach out to you like on IG, or how did that come back?
It was during quarantine, so I freestyled over Money Ain't a Thing.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And I had my followers tagged, but I didn't think I went as hard, but they was like, Jesus Christ. And then if you know how hard it is for an original artist to like anything you freestyle over they old shit, like they love they babies, like songs like that be they babies. So when he liked it, I was like, oh shit. So my followers tagged him with a bunch of goats. He was like, what the fuck is this goat shit? He thinking it's by him, but I got my people tagging him, so it's like 1,500 comments or something like that. So he reposted, he like, this hard. Shawty talking, I'm like, okay. So like the next day, like I don't hear nothing from him, like, what the fuck this nigga doing? Like, so then that night, I see the lights, Jermaine Dupri, I like, oh shit, he on my page. So like I start deleting all the shit that's in the way of the video, cause I be on there trolling, high, just joking and shit. So I started deleting the shit that was in the way. I got a bunch of shit in the way of the actual music that I was making. So I was just deleting posts. And then he clicked on 8 Man, he double tap it, and he stopped double tapping right there. And then the fucking the DM, I slide over to the DM, it say typing. I was like, oh shit. So then when he DM, he was like, you signed? I was like, nigga, you think I'm fucking having people tag you when I'm signed? Like, what the fuck is you doing? He was like, I ain't want to feel like I'm lost out here. I was like, nah, hell no, I ain't signed. So he was like, okay, like, give me like a week. I'm gonna have something in the mix. It actually took like a month, but it was worth it though. It was worth the wait.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that was all during quarantine. So I ain't even meet nobody before I signed. Like, it was all over Zoom and like emails and shit. But I'm like a real reader though, so it was perfect. I ain't had shit else to do, so I read my whole contract.
Nah, for real.
I ain't had shit else to do.
So how did the remix with Ross come about then? Did he ask you like, who do you see on this, or who do you want on this?
Bingo. So it was on some shit like, cause you know he the remix, like he invented the remix basically. Sure. So he like, who you want on it? At first I'm like, well, we can't do Kodak, cause Kodak was my first idea. Like
But he was still locked up at the time.
Exactly. But I'm a big Kodak fan, so I'm like, man, we gotta put Kodak. He's like, the nigga locked up. I'm like, fuck. So it was gonna be somebody from Florida regardless, because like, that's just how I am. Like my first record, I want people to know I'm from Florida too. So he was like, the city girl? I was like, nah. And I fuck with the city girls, but he was just like, nah.
Not for that record.
Yeah,
though.
nah.
Cause he got that soul sample in it.
Exactly.
Like,
so he was like, I got it. So he ain't tell me shit.
He just said, I got it?
Yeah. And he left it at that. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, man, I ain't with all this weird Hollywood shit. Cause you know, I'm just like signs. I'm like, what the fuck is he? He got it and he just walk out the room. Like, what type of shit is this? So like 2 weeks I'm at home. Like I'm like, okay, I done signed. They done sent my advance and shit. I'm chilling, but I need to get active now. Cause I ain't used to this. So I get a text message like 5 in the morning. Cause that's what time he be up. I be asleep. So I get up at like 7. I seen this shit and I clicked it. And it was like, huh. I was like, oh shit, that's what we put on that motherfucker. And then I ain't gonna lie, that morning, my neighbor was beating on the wall. They like, what the cause I was excited. Like, I ain't never had no shit like this. Rick Ross on the song. I growed up on Rick Ross song. So when we got him on there, he had hit me. He was like, bro, that song hard. I said, you got me in a different type of flow. Like, you feel me? Like the upbeat shit. And he just like embraced it. So, you know, it was like love. Cause you know, he the only rapper from Florida that signed to Def Jam, and then it's me. So, you know, it was just like some passing the torch almost type shit.
Yeah, no, that's dope. What was it like shooting that video, man? You guys got the big budget, you got Country Wayne in that.
I ain't gonna lie, like, I liked it, cause it's experience. Like, I ain't never did no shit like that before. Where you got your own dressing room.
You gotta act and shit.
Yeah, you gotta act, you got your dressing room, you got your stylists, they come in there with a bunch of shit. Some shit you could take, some shit you gotta buy. But it's like, I had the new money, so give me everything off this motherfucker. I don't give a damn what it is, this is my first time. it was just an experience, you feel me? Had like the whole Def Jam that they sent. Well, no, they didn't even send Fredo. Fredo like pulled up on me. All them boys from Miami, Gucci, Zoe, Tafia, you feel me? All of them like you feel me? Like real like Florida love. You know how Florida is, like it's crab in the bucket, but like when it's time to come together, we always come together. Like ain't nobody else gonna try nobody from Florida. If you out of town, a nigga from Florida's gonna help you if he right there. Like no problem. So you know, it's just like on some love shit. It definitely was a big budget though. We was there all fucking day.
I can imagine, yeah.
I was dog ass tired.
So how would you compare being on a major now to being independent and doing everything yourself?
I mean, I like it. Like some people be like, man, stay independent, but that's if you was that nigga in the streets and you got a lot of money, you feel me, just to spend and try to get your shit together. Because if you know it costs a lot to be an up and coming artist. Niggas who actually big artists don't spend as much as an up and coming artist because they done solidified and spent all the money like already, like being independent. So it's like, it was a sigh of relief when I go to the studio and I'm like, oh yeah, just send an invoice. I was like, man, it's about fucking time.
For real.
It's about time.
So what was the inspiration going into this latest single, Bounce It?
It was on some shit. It was my first time like in Atlanta for real, hanging out. And JD like, man, I got this beat. And, you know, JD like, he a bounce type, but I like bounce music. I like the ladies, so if they like it, I love it. So it was sampled, like we had to sample Big Freedia because JD is a sample king. Like he gonna sample everything. So he sampled Big Freedia. I know who Big Freedia is. I know like the New Orleans bounce artists, cause we from Tampa. Like that shit big in Tampa too. And I got 6 little sisters, so you know, I come in the house, they shaking their ass. I got to, you know, snatch them down. But I hear the music. I see what they dancing to. So when he played it, I was like, I ain't never made no twerk song before though. He like, ain't no twerk song, nigga, just rap what you feel. I was like, I ain't feeling shit, ain't nothing but a bunch of niggas. Soon as I said that, like 7 strippers came in up, butt ass naked. He like, nigga, now what's up? I was like, oh, nigga, we hanging out. So like, as I'm recording, and this on his OnlyFans as well too. That's the only video he got on his OnlyFans. We in there recording, really? Bounce It. It's straight ass right here, you feel me? His titties up here.
Like in the booth with you?
See, I record like outside the booth with the mic.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
right there.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, I put it down, they was quiet, cause like I punch in, so I work fast. So I put it down, and the girl, they was in like the little club with Bow Wow, Wild Boy. So they was in the club in the studio with Bow Wow, and that bitch drunk, throwing money. So as I'm finished, Bow Wow like, nigga, what's up, nigga, let's turn up. I'm like, shit, let's go. JD like, y'all hang out. He turned the lights off in the studio, put the club lights in that motherfucker. We was hanging out, and that's where Bounce It came from. And then it's like, when we sample Big Freedia, people like, oh man, that's some industry shit. You put Big Freedia, da. No, it's like, he a human, he ain't disrespecting me. Like, I ain't no homophobe, like I don't mind. Like, if we sample him, why not put him on the song and put him in the video? It's just respect thing, you feel me? Because if a nigga sample me, I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. Like, you either gonna pay, or you gonna pay one way or the other. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's just on some respect shit, cause it's like, I ain't like, that shit don't bother me. Like, he ain't on there talking about doing no explicit shit to no man and none of no shit like that. He's just on there talking about telling girls to bounce their ass. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I saw one of your interviews, you said you wanted Ty Dolla on that too?
Yeah, nah, so that was the first one we sent it to, but I didn't think he could kind of like, it was too down south.
Yeah, it was too bouncy.
You know, he like that.
That mellow shit.
Like that LA shit, so. But we definitely got, we're gonna get a record in with Ty.
Oh, that'd be dope right
there.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, but, and you got a new EP on the way, right? My Time?
We actually changed the name.
Okay.
Cause like My Time is like the fucking most used
it's gonna be hard to
upcoming
search
artist. Like Lil Baby used My Time when he was coming out. The other girl on their label, Lakia, I think she from Milwaukee, so her shit was My Time. So I was like, no, I'm just call it 813 Day.
Okay.
Because you know, being from Tampa, it's like we don't get enough love, and we don't show each other enough love. So it's like I'm trying to show love to the city. Yeah. That's why I named 813 Day.
So what type of vibe should we expect to hear on there, man?
So I definitely put 8 bands back on there, cause that's my baby. Like that's what got me. That motherfucker might be on the next 5. But, I got that on there. I got Shine in the Ghetto, which is like on some Andre 3 Stats type shit. JD produced that shit hard though. I'm gonna let you hear it like later on. That shit tough. feature I got on there is my boy Late Bloomer. He from Tampa too. He hard as fuck. But we got one called Minimum Wage. That shit crazy. Smooth Operator.
Oh, you finally putting that out?
Yeah. Man, that shit was hard to get clear.
Really?
Jill Scott, like she ain't no regular, you feel me?
So I know fans been asking for that shit on Spotify.
Oh God, they be blowing me up like, please put it on streaming sites. So now we finally got that one. We had Babyface Ray, but he ain't sent a session. He sent the verse, like no problem, he wasn't tripping, but he was on tour when we asked him to do it. So I'm pretty sure he stopped at one of like them studios.
Oh yeah, and then get the full session.
Yeah, you feel me? Which I ain't tripping, you know. He's still a cool nigga, so we got that on there. Bounce It, 8 bands, Minimum Wage, Shine in the Ghetto. You Wouldn't Believe Me, which is produced by JD. That's like when I'm on my bars is back type shit. Cause you know, you gotta respect the culture. That's where it started at. So, you know, I got that type of, it's just like 6 or 7 songs showing you different angles of how I make music. And then we preparing to make like the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what videos next? You got something already tucked away?
They really like let me decide what I want to shoot. So I'm like torn in between like Minimum Wage or Shine in the Ghetto. Cause Shine in the Ghetto is like, I think that's the song that's gonna send me like all the way through the roof. Cause it's like relatable. It's on some shit like, they asked me how I feel, I said great. I came from ramen noodles, now I steak. I'm just happy that I'm in a better place. I just been getting money, staying out the way, like on some shit like that. Just, you know, like I finally getting to live my dream and chill. Like I can wake up and play the game and ain't got to worry about how I'm finna pay my bill. I can smoke weed all day. As long as I make good music, you feel me, and stay consistent, I can buy. So, you know, that's what I've been working this hard for.
Nah, for real. All right, so let's talk about the Tampa music scene, man. A lot of talent coming out the city right now.
Definitely.
Do you feel like most of the artists out there are fucking with each other? They supporting each other? Is it 50-50? Is it?
I mean, it's just like, cause me, I'm from Central Park. Like everybody know that, but it's like, I fuck with everybody. They say it's friendly, I don't give a like, but it ain't friendly. It's like, just being a regular person, you can't just be mad at somebody you don't even know. Like, so like I go to different neighborhoods, shoot dice, talk a little shit, you feel me, freestyle on their block still to this day, cause that's how you build your likeliness and like let people know like, man, he a regular person, he ain't no Hollywood ass nigga, you feel me? So, I mean, they support each other, but it's like, they support the wave, who the hottest. But it's like, I'm kind of like kicking that barrier down, cause on some shit, like I fuck with who I fuck with. Like, you could have 10 followers, but if your music like sound good, like I'm fucking with you. Like my boy Cool Nate, he from Tampa. He ain't really got no big following, but he make good ass music. And he was like, damn, that's crazy. Like I ain't think you'll see my DM. Like nigga, I be in my shit. I be on Instagram. I pay attention to you trolls and shit. See who talking shit. Like I don't be having shit else to do. So it's just like he was blowed cause I brought him to my studio session. We just was cooking up and shit. And I got on a few of his songs. He was like, damn, that's crazy. But it ain't crazy, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how Atlanta is, how it is. They ain't going to no other cities and putting niggas on their songs and shit. I mean, they do, but it's like, it gotta be a real relationship. They fuck with each other on the come up. Like, Young Thug put all his little niggas on his album. He probably got a few major features of his like real partners, but all his little niggas who you don't know is on like songs with J. Cole and fucking Future and shit. So, you know, like, that's the type of shit I be trying to do in the city, like just to keep it, you know, going. Cause even if I don't blow, somebody else may blow. So you feel me, just like, if I make 6 people rich, I should be good forever. Like, you know, if I fuck up the money, like, man, I could get 100 from here, 200 from here, 60, you know, just like keeping the love going.
Nah, I got you, man. I do gotta ask you though, what happened between you and Buck Sosa, man? We know you guys went back and forth. Was it anything real or was it just?
Oh no, for real. That's serious. See, that's like the bullshit side of me right there. That's when I was on bullshit. I ain't start that though. That's my, like, we cool now. He started that shit though. So my son, my first son, me and him got the same BM, like the same baby mama. So that's who my first son from. So I was on live after I did a rap battle one day, and he caught the ass end of it instead of the whole, like, you know how like the tabloids to try to make it like I was talking shit about him, like cut out certain parts. So he caught the end of the live, and it was like, what you think he'll do to Buck Sosa? I smoked that nigga. That's what I said. I'm like, he can't rap better than me. But all he heard was, I smoked that nigga, fuck that nigga. So he DM'd me like, what you on, bro? I was like, nigga, fuck you, don't come in my DM trying to check me. And it was up from there. Like, he dropped this song, I dropped the song. He dropped another song, that shit was crazy. Like, he fucked me up.
Fucked you up on
He
that
draked
last
me.
one?
He draked me. I was Meek Mill at the time. And then the city was fucking with him too. So he's like, oh. I thought it was it for me. I was like, fuck this, I'm finna kick his ass up. Every time I see him, we finna be. But then, like, I know how to, like, I'm impulsive, but I know how to be the bigger person when I calm down, hit my blunt, think about it, like, this shit ain't that serious. Like, my son live in the same house with you. How the fuck I'm finna be beefing with you, wanna kill you, and my son live over there? What the fuck type of shit is that? So, we talked and shit, and we like, that shit did. And then we got a mutual big homie, cause where Buck Sosa from, I was born there. I started going downtown, like, at 12, 13, like that age. But I was born in Progress Village.
Oh, okay.
5001 South 87th Street. So, like, all his homeboys and shit is my homeboy. So that's why it was kind of like fucked up. But, you know, we figured it out.
Yeah. No, that's good. All right, so what has, like, being a father, what has fatherhood taught you about life so far, LA?
I'm still really learning, cause I'm one of them dudes, like, I buy my kids whatever, like, they mama send Apple Pay requests, they say they want it, they get it. But I gotta learn how to, like, spend real time. But it's just like, it's shit you gotta learn, cause and then I gotta also learn patience, cause they babies, like, they kids. So you feel me, my son, he wanna jump around, and I sometimes I be high, be like, man, lay your ass down, man. You want a melatonin? Like, Jesus Christ. So you feel me, I just gotta learn patience, but it just show you, like, it give you something to look forward to and shit, you feel me? Because when I do be missing my babies and shit, so when I be, like, coming back from out of town and shit, I call their mamas and get them. And, like, me and my BMs, like, we don't got no problems and nothing. We good.
That's a blessing right there.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So going into 2022, man, what's some of your goals for next year, LA?
Man, I'm trying to at least run up like $2-3 million, you feel me, just on the music tip. So then I could try doing other shit like acting. Cause 50 Cent got all these shows and shit. Man, I know I could get in one of them. Like, he do some Florida shit, even BMF. He said I got my bus on and shit. I know how to get in the road. So it's just some shit like that. Like, I want to do other shit. Like, and it's just like, that's where I was, like, that's how I was brought up. Like, I was raised in that millennium era, like Bow Wow and Lil Zane and shit. Niggas ain't gonna give Bow Wow no credit. And I ain't just saying cause so deaf, like, that shit irrelevant. Like, niggas' first concert was Bow Wow. Niggas wanting to be like Mike when Bow Wow was Calvin Cambridge. Like, niggas ain't gonna keep it real, but that's the truth. So it's just on some shit like that. Like, I just wanna do all that type of shit. Get endorsements. Gucci Man finally with Gucci, like,
yeah.
Like, you feel me, shit like that. Well, I ain't gotta buy no Louis Vuitton clothes ever.
They gonna give you all the exclusives.
All everything. The shit nobody got. Like, that's how I wanna live, you feel me? Not, I don't know, like, niggas be embracing that hood shit. Like, you embrace it, but to an extent. Like, that ain't how you gotta keep living once you actually get a way to get out this shit.
Yeah.
Then that's just, you fucking up. Like, that's basically like you telling God, fuck you. Like, okay, you got me out the ghetto, but I'm still finna go back and do all the dumb shit. Okay, well, that's where you wanna be at.
Yeah, you gotta elevate, man, in all facets of life, man.
Fact.
For sure. All right, you got any last words for your fans? Any shout outs you like to give?
Yeah, man, shout out to the whole Tampa. Shout out to Priceless Scott, cause she don't get enough respect. We gonna try to get her up here. But she like one of the hardest girls you ever hear rap. Like, she ain't bullshitting. Shout out to Buck Sosa. Shout out to Block Blizzum. Shout out to Gangster. Shout out to Just G. The whole north side, you feel me? KD, Skate. Shout out my boys in the backyard, you feel me? Just shout out the whole Tampa, you feel me? I fuck with everybody.
Life cold, but at least we get to wear a jacket. One from you either die or either make you happy. Not in a million years I thought that I'd